Are you ready to transform your pool into a stunning oasis? At Mainland Pool Service, they're a family-owned business committed to keeping your pool looking pristine all year round. They believe that pool care should be proactive, not reactive, which is why their skilled team handles everything from routine cleaning to complex issues with precision. They prioritize clear communication and personalized solutions to exceed your expectations. Join the Mainland Pool Service family today and experience the difference their expertise and dedication can bring to your relaxation retreat. Contact them now at mainlandpoolservice.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Tom Brady is making a turn at modeling. I would kill to have been with Giselle when she first saw this clip.
Why is he so stiff?
Because he's in leather. Have you ever walked in leather pants?
No, I can't say that I have.
Yeah, it's tough.
Is it?
It looks easy until you see Tom Brady.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Grizzlies, take your fandom to the next level by becoming an MVP.
How long have you been an MVP?
Since day one.
Enjoy the great benefits of being a season ticket member. Pre-game MVP moments, including Autograph Alley, exclusive Grizz gear deals, access to member or MVP-only player events, and much more.
He's been an MVP for 22 years!
Become a Grizzlies MVP today.
Live from the Built Ford Tough studio at FedEx Forum, it's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
All right. I'm here. My name is Gary Parrish, speaking to you from Frisco, Texas. Start of the Big 12 spring meeting. CJ Hurt back in Memphis producing things. Glad he's with me. Glad you're with me. Hope you're getting through the day best you can. And I sure hope the Grizzlies don't get screwed by the NBA today, because that is, at least theoretically, possibly on tap. Plus Game 6 Western Conference Finals scheduled for tonight. First game since SGA shot 17 free throws. First game since Wemby seemed to call in a hit on Jared McCain and then skip media responsibilities. So there's all sorts of subplots here. We'll talk about it momentarily. First, though, quickly, let me set today's schedule for you. In the next segment, Michael Wallace going to join me, senior editor, Grind City Media. He's with me on Thursdays. I'll talk all things NBA, Western Conference Finals. Michael Wallace will be here in the next segment. Finish talking to him, take a break, come back, do 5 more things you need to know, at which point we'll discuss 5 previously undiscussed stories. Among them, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's lawyers have issued a cease and desist letter to Underdog about the hilarious board game it created. They want it to never see the light of day. It's a big PR mistake for the 2-time MVP. We'll talk through it in about 40 minutes. The reason, if you were wondering, I'm in Frisco, Texas, is because of the Big 12 spring meetings. It's been a fun couple of days down here in Texas. I asked a few questions about Memphis offering all of that money to try to get admission into the Big 12 and why it didn't go the Tigers' way. Interesting conversations. I'll share with you some of what I heard. We'll do that in just a bit. The deadline for underclassmen to withdraw from the NBA draft, it's come and gone. It was last night, 11:59 p.m. Eastern. A few notable announcements. We'll talk through that a little later on in the show. SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey said yesterday that he believes his conference remains the leader in college football, despite the fact that the Big Ten has won 3 straight national championships in football. That sounds a little bit like James Harden talking about the Cavs are better than the Knicks, even though the Knicks just swept the Cavs with 4 double-digit wins. But whatever, I'll share Greg Sankey's full thoughts with you. We'll do that in the third segment. And former Ole Miss quarterback Jaxson Dart, no, buddy, he's created a situation for himself in New York City and seems to be getting worse. This is not the best place, NYC, to publicly support the current president. If you didn't know that, watch what happens if he actually does show up to Game 3 of the NBA Finals inside Madison Square Garden. I'll update you on the situation with Jaxson Dart, the New York Giants quarterback. We'll talk through that during a segment. We call 5 more things you need to know. Then we'll eventually do GP's Carryout, and then we'll call it a day. So that's the rundown. We got a lot to get to. But I did want to start in the NBA. We're Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals. It is set for tonight, following a day on which the league is expected to vote on the new lottery system proposal. If it passes as written, the league will be screwing your Memphis Grizzlies. CJ Hurd, it's good to see you on a Thursday morning. I appreciate you being here. If you can, please calm me down. The NBA isn't going to screw the Grizzlies today, are they?
I mean, I would love to calm you down, Gary. I wish that I could calm you down. It sure as hell sounds like with the changes and the adjustments that they're going to make to the lottery to try and curb tanking, it sure as hell sounds like somebody's going to get screwed over. And it might be Memphis, man. I don't know what to tell. I wish I could tell you differently, Gary. I'm sorry. I hope the air in Frisco, Texas will make you feel a little bit better if it happens.
It's a weird situation because we hear about these new lottery system proposals and everybody's got an opinion on which one might work and what's good and what's bad. And then they finally come up with one. And it leaks last weekend. And very quickly what NBA people identified was a clause in the proposal that would screw, if passed as written, exactly one NBA franchise, and it would be the Memphis Grizzlies. Let me walk you through it real quick for people who might not care about this type of stuff. As you likely know, the issue here is that in the proposal, there is a part that says teams cannot get top 5 picks in 3 straight drafts, which means Utah's 2027 first-round pick would, in theory, be ineligible to land in the top 5 of the draft because the Jazz picked 5th in 2025 and will pick 2nd in 2026. So why does this matter to the Grizzlies, you might ask? Because the Grizzlies own Utah's first-round pick in 2027 in connection to the Jaren Jackson Jr. trade. When the Grizzlies executed that transaction, they thought, small as it might be, that they had a chance of the pick landing in the top 4, if not number 1, of the 2027 NBA draft. That's part of the value of the deal, and now the NBA is possibly about to rip it away. As I said earlier in the week when we talked about this, one way or another, I doubt it happens. There's already too much of attention on it. It'd be one thing if this was in there and nobody noticed it, and then it passes, and then everybody noticed it after it passes. But everybody noticed it like 3 minutes after it leaked. Sam Quinn, Sam Vecini, Kevin O'Connor's talked about it. Not just people connected to the Grizzlies, national NBA writers, analysts have identified this and said you can't do this. It screws one franchise and the Memphis Grizzlies. We don't even know if the Grizz trade Jaren Jackson Jr. if they know this pick has no chance of landing in the top 5. So part of the value of that deal was this pick. You cannot diminish the value of that pick with some proposal you're going to pass at the end of May. The Grizzlies made this deal at the trade deadline under one set of circumstances. You cannot change those circumstances in a way that is to their detriment. And that's why one way or another, I believe, they will either grandfather in the Jaren Jackson Jr. trade or they'll drop the range from 5 to 4 because then you get that 2025 5th pick for Utah out of the way. So now it doesn't matter anymore. One way or another, I don't think we're going to be yelling tomorrow about what the NBA did, but you never know. Fingers crossed. We'll keep you updated best we can. Moving on, Game 6, Western Conference Finals tonight. OKC at San Antonio, 7:30 NBC. Spurs are listed as a 3.5-point favorite. Like I said earlier, it'll be the first game since SGA went 16 of 17 from the free throw line, much to some people's chagrin. It'll also be the first game since Wemby appeared to call in a hit on Jaron McCain and then skipped media responsibilities, which has him getting criticized at the age of 22. I think more than he's ever been criticized at any other point in his life. CJ, let's start with SGA. How do you feel about all of these free throws?
Listen, man. People who have watched me and watched the shows on these airways, we talked about it on Jessica's show. They know, and if you don't know, like, I'm fine with it. We make it seem like this is the only person to ever go out there and draw fouls, to look up and realize, oh, if I draw me some fouls, I can get easy shots at the free throw line. Kobe Bryant would shot fake to death just for you to lunge or jump or do something weird with your hands. And not weird, something you're not supposed to be doing. He would wait for you to lose focus defensively, and then he's jumping into the arm that's there, jumping into the contact to draw fouls. Dirk Nowitzki has done it, made a living do it. Michael Jordan, the Jordan rules exist. So we speculate about and we talk about in official circles, because Michael Jordan, they were like, yo, we got to protect this dude. We got to get him to the foul line. He is one of the faces of this league. He is going to be the face of this league real soon. We got to officiate him in a particular way. Some people are just good at drawing fouls. The thing that I routinely come back to, and the thing that I'm trying to figure out, and I can't pinpoint when it happened. I played basketball through high school, right? So I'm an athlete, not near as good as them, but I got some familiarity with it, and I've watched basketball my whole life. I don't remember us being this upset about people drawing fouls. It's always been, for most of my life, hey, you fouled. We're mad at you for fouling, not at the dude for drawing the contact and drawing the foul. You can make it's 82 games in the season, and when you play on the Oklahoma City Thunder, as good as the Thunder are, you got all of these postseason games. If I sat down and wanted to come up with a clip package to throw up on social, I could find clip packages to throw up on social. Easily come up with 2.5, 3 minutes of anything that these dudes are doing. I could find one of the dudes picking their noses on the bench if I wanted to, of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and have it be 3 minutes. I've seen all of the clip packages on the social media about the foul baiting and the flopping and things of that nature. And I'm gonna be honest, man, it's been like maybe three where it's like, okay, that one is egregious. The rest of them I've been fine with. I'm fine, Gary, with everything that the Thunder are doing, the SGA is doing as well.
And I hear the criticism, and I just don't get worked up as much as some do. I'm more in line with you than I am, say, the others who are screaming SGA's the biggest flopper in the world. Here's the truth. Other people have played to draw contact. That is not a new thing in basketball that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander invented. But he is the best at it. And he does it more than anybody else. And I think the frustrating part, if I'm trying to understand the other side of the argument, is that, like, we get it, but it's one thing to get fouled and go to the free throw line. It's another thing when it's every possession, it looks like you're trying to get fouled rather than just trying to score a basket in a more traditional sense. And the counter argument to that, and by the way, to that, I would just say, yeah, that's probably right. He is initiating contact, seeking out the contact, getting the bump. He
tricking you, baiting you into it.
He wants every 2-point shot to possibly be worth 3. That's what he wants. It's a math game, and he's great at it. And the thing that I think gets people upset is he looks like he's going for that rather than just a traditional basket without the foul. And he falls down literally more than anybody else. And people get tired. Like, yo, man, we watch basketball players get bumped all the time. They don't always fall down. Why do you fall down so much more than everybody else? And the best I can tell, it's also strategy. There was a really good story earlier in the week about all of this. And the author detailed that the way the NBA rules are written, it's a deal where if you are off balance, if you get knocked off balance, that's a foul. As a driver, if you get knocked off balance, that should be considered a foul. Well, what is the best way to prove you got knocked off balance? Fall down. What's the worst way to sell you got knocked off balance? Land on your feet. A referee can watch you land on your feet and reasonably conclude, I don't know if they lost balance because they landed on 2 feet. Look balanced to me. But when you're laying on your back, you're not balanced. And it's just a way to sell the call. And it works. And he's got a championship and 2 MVPs and now a lot of haters as well. But this is just a incredibly smart basketball player playing an incredibly smart style of basketball that maybe isn't for everybody, but if the point is to maximize every possession, points per possession, how can we maximize that? Trying to turn every 2-point shot into 3 points is one way to do it, and he's very, very good at it. Also, I should say I thought this was interesting. Like I said, I'm here at Big 12 spring meetings, and it's just coaches and administrators, athletic directors, network people, officials. It's just they'll bring in like a big-time college referee to talk to the coaches about points of emphasis, new things we're going to do, new things we're not doing, what matters, what doesn't. Then they'll bring in like a bracketology person to talk to coaches about how expansion is going to impact the field, just to try to get these conversations going. So there was a big-time college official here. I won't name him, but he's, one of the 10 most famous that you see on TV all the time. And it was Tuesday night, and we happened to be at a reception, and Game 5 Western Conference Finals was on. And I literally at one point pulled him aside, and I said, will you just watch this with me? Just watch Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Let's just watch 5 possessions together, and I want you to tell me what you see and tell me if this is ridiculous or not. And every single time SGA drove while we were watching and he got fouled, do you know what one of the best college officials, not just of now, but of all time, said to me while watching it?
What?
Yeah, that was a foul. He got fouled. He got fouled. Every time it was like, there's the foul. Sometimes it was like he got fouled there and they didn't even call it to the next one. He really does get fouled.
Yeah.
He really does get fouled. He's hard not to foul. When I had Jalen Wells come in studio with me after his rookie season, I asked him specifically about guarding SGA because I think it was during the playoffs last season. And he was like, he's very hard to guard and he's very hard not to foul. He's brilliant at what he does. And so I find myself, I would rather watch a basketball game free of one dude shooting 17 free throws. I'd rather not watch that and watch something else. I gotcha, but I don't know what I'm supposed to yell about when the guy is creating fouls and doing it in a way that has made him an NBA champion, maximizes every possession, and has him as the favorite right now to win a second championship, in a few weeks or so. So I get the frustration from folks, but he does get fouled. And then he goes to the free throw line, and he makes them almost every single time. As for Wemby, do you care at all that he seemed to call for a hit on Jared McCain and then skipped media responsibility? These are two things that have drawn criticism in ways that he's sort of been free from that for much of his career.
I love that he may or maybe allegedly put a hit out on a dude. I love that part of it. Like the not talking to the media. Like, come on, man. Come on. That feels front runnery to me, and I don't think of you in that way. And to me, one of the worst things in sports you can be is a front runner, right? When everybody's talking about you as the next great thing, as some amalgam of all these all-time great bigs put together in one, it's easy to go out there and talk to the media and give us all these French philosophy type quotes. It's hard to do after you severely underperformed and visibly got frustrated. That's the thing that I need to see you be able to do. That's the part of the mental toughness and the mental fortitude that I think would help you in the next stages of your career. Go from good to great right now to elite in all time, right? We expect him to be there at a certain point in time. He's not quite there yet, and I think being held accountable in that sort of a way will help build the mental fortitude necessary for him to go out there and achieve that. That's the thing I don't like. I love, though, hey, sometimes you got to put a hit out on dude. Hey, you see that little MFer right there? He been popping off at the mouth, man. I'm too valuable to do something about it. Handle it. And when Plumlee told him, I got another one for you, like, come on, man. That feeds my soul. I love that type of stuff.
Listen, I'm not going to tell you I didn't laugh. I'm not going to tell you I didn't think it was hilarious, but that's also that crosses a line for me. Like, Jared McCain's a little guy. You just send a big dude out there to pop him in his back like that. And then Jared McCain was cool in the postgame. He was like, I asked him, like, bro, why'd you do that? He said, I got another one for you. So I laugh. It's hilarious. But, like, yo, I don't like that. If I was the coach, I don't know. Maybe if I was the coach and I just watched another dude go 16 to 17 from the free throw line, I'd be like, hit whoever you want. I don't care. But I don't like the cheap shot like that. A big guy hitting a little guy who ain't even looking. It seemed cheap to me. As for the media response,
do your TikTok dances now, Jared.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Hey, I'm about to make you TikTok. Hey, I'll get you started with a good shove in the back.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Let's go.
So I thought it was hilarious, but I also I can't condone that. But I did think it was funny. Once it's done, I can laugh, but I don't think it should be done. As for the media responsibilities, I'll be quick on this. We'll get to Michael Wallace. I'm always hesitant to be like, you got to talk to the media and you got to face the media because it doesn't sound well coming from me. I'm the media. And it just sounds like you're bitching in a way that most people don't care. I rarely see media people complain about how the media is getting treated, and the replies on Twitter are like, yeah, you're so right. It's a shame the media doesn't have it better. But people mostly then just make fun of the media. So I'm hesitant to ever like, and you got to be there. But it is quite literally his job. It is a part of an NBA player's obligation. Like, it's in the contracts. It's all negotiated. These television networks pay billions of dollars, and part of it is to have access to the players after the game. And for Wemby to apparently calling a hit on Jared McCain, have a bad night relative to his standards, and then just skip out on it, it seemed below him. It seemed like something I bet today he wishes he would not have done. And I would assume at some point he'll explain that he was very emotional, hurt, and just didn't feel equipped to handle that in that moment. But that should be a learning moment for him. You are the face of a franchise, in some ways the face of the NBA right now. And you got to show up. If you'd have gone 30-20 and won game 5 on the road, you would have showed up. When you do the opposite of those things, you need to show up as well. Not only because it is part of your obligation, although it is definitely part of the obligation. It's part of his job, just like part of my job is speaking into this microphone. But you also do it because you're a big figure, and there were real questions that needed to be asked, and you just show up for the league that has put you on a big stage. No matter what happens tonight, he'll talk about it afterward, and I'm sure he'll be really good because when he takes the opportunity to do it, he often really is. Michael Wallace up next.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball. But the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board. A class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Each challenge is unique, so each game plan is customized to identify opportunity and the path to victory. It's true in basketball, it's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle with personalized planning and advice. Play hard, bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by May 30th, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
I saw a still photo this morning. Look at this still photo of Wembanyama catching this ball.
Come on, bro. Come on, dog. That's what I'm saying, bro.
It's so unfair.
It's a 2K. It's a 2K created player, bro.
I texted y'all that last night. I was like, "Get crap. It's so unfair."
Bro, he's the dude, Vernon. I told you, he's the dude where you put him on the game, you can't use him, bro.
Look where his hands are.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Junior Grizzlies summer camps presented by Ortho South are the key to a slam dunk summer with over a dozen 4-day camps perfect for hoopers ages 6 to 14 looking to build fundamental skills and make unforgettable memories. With camps across the Mid-South in Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas, you won't have to go far for the ultimate hoops experience this summer. Registration comes with a Junior Grizzlies jersey, lunchbox, and a basketball to take home. Don't wait, space is limited. Visit grizzlies.com/juniorgrizzlies today to secure a spot for a fun-filled summer. That's grizzlies.com/juniorgrizzlies.
Welcome back, Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South. I'm in Frisco, Texas, Big 12 spring meetings. CJ Hurt back in the Built Ford Tough studio, and I'm joined on Thursdays by Michael Wallace, who appears to be in a vehicle. Michael Wallace, are you in a vehicle? How are you doing?
Yeah, GP, I'm just happen to be driving on my way to Frisco, Texas, man. So what a coincidence.
I can't wait to see you when you get here.
So we can parallel park together, man. That's cool, man.
There you go. Hey, I did realize at some point on, let's call it Monday, that because Delta does not have a direct to Dallas and you got to go Atlanta and then to Dallas, it is almost easier just to drive here. And if you don't want to take the whatever airline has the direct flight, it's not a hard drive. And I think we would have made it quicker because of weather and everything else. Door to door, when my wife and I left on Monday, we would have made it to Dallas quicker had we just drove rather than tried to fly.
Wow, man. That's amazing how that goes, especially with that connection flight. But then it offsets when gas is $4.50 a gallon, too. So, you know what I'm saying?
But that's
it offsets from that standpoint.
That's where the electric car comes into play.
That is true. Yes, you're winning again. You won again.
It's working out. It's working out.
Yes.
So let's talk NBA, and I want to start with SGA because in Game 5, he was 16 of 17 from the free throw line. People were upset about it. It's clearly not the most beautiful basketball game to watch when it's a bunch of whistles and a bunch of free throws. We've all agreed on that forever. But who do you blame here? SGA for obviously initiating contact and seeking it out, or the defenders for not being capable of guarding him without fouling him?
You know what? I was watching one of the national shows yesterday, and they said it correctly. You know, SGA isn't blowing the whistle on himself, right? Like he's playing basketball. A lot of times he's driving to the basket or getting into the paint, and he's generating the contact. And by letter of the law, those are fouls. And he's so crafty at it. He's taken basically what James Harden perfected 10 years ago, and he's added, I'm going to go to the paint and do this. And I have a handle where I can dribble left or right. My body type is one where my arms are long, so anytime you even touch my arm, I'm going to extend it to make it look like it's full contact. And I'm going to perfect the art of getting to the line. And he's done that. I don't think he's cheating the game. I think he's just manipulating it in a way that underscores his strength. And that's just part of the SGA greatness. Those fouls are fouls. Every time that he gets the whistle, they slow things down, put it in slow motion, and you see the egregious contact. And you can't let guys get away with that. You just got to figure out a way to make him play defense too. And I think that's what the NBA hasn't in the modern times hasn't taken advantage of, making him become a defender where he picks up 2 or 3 fouls and gets into foul trouble himself.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. He is getting fouled. These are fouls. And I think the frustrating part for observers is that, like, he's just always laying on the court. And, like, somebody did a piece on it earlier in the week. The name escapes me. I don't want to get it wrong.
Tom Haberstroh.
There you go. Tom did it.
Tom Haberstroh.
It was great. It was great. He did the work. Everybody's out. I love this column because everybody's out there just talking. And he said, no, just let me do the work. I'll do the work, and then I'll share my work, and then you guys can all have some actual data to use in your conversations. But he did the work. And what he found out is that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander does usually get fouled. These whistles are fouls. They're not getting they're just fouls. And secondly, he falls down way more often than anybody else, way more often than Jalen Brunson, way more often. He's just always laying down on the court. So the question then becomes why? And I think it's reasonable to assume that if you told him we don't have any officials out here, there is no whistle, we're just playing pickup, he would not be falling down that much. Like, he's not actually getting knocked off of his feet that often because literally nobody else in the NBA gets knocked off their feet even as close as him. What he is doing, as Tom explained in this column, is he is like putting an exclamation mark on the foul. What the refs are trying to evaluate in like bang, bang moments is, was he this, was he that, and was he knocked off balance or not? And as Tom explained in this column, if you land on your feet, it's a little harder to scream, I was knocked off balance, because you're on balance. But if you are laying on the court, it is almost undeniable you've been knocked off balance because you're laying on the court. Whistle. So not only is that's the motivation for it, and what Tom found is it works. When he falls down, the whistle almost always follows. And it's just to emphasize the foul. It's just to say, in case you didn't see me get bumped, let me make sure you know I got bumped. I'm laying down again. And the whistle comes, and he knocks down 2 free throws. I get the frustration, but I don't know what you can do about it. He has perfected this part of basketball to the chagrin of many.
Yeah. And then, and Tom's excellent work, man. Haberstroh, what he also did was he not only did he do the research on SGA, he did it on Brunson, he did it on James Harden, and then as an outlier, he did it on Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama almost never falls when he gets fouled, right? And he gets fouled and grabbed almost every single possession. So his free throw award rate is nowhere near what those other guys are, who the guards, and again, it's a different body type. But the one thing I see as egregious, though, is when these three-point shooters always act like they're falling after they shoot a jump shot. That's where it gets like, come on, man.
When somebody lands, they say somebody's in their space, and they're typically jumping into the space.
Right. And they're falling every single time, right? So with SGA, at least, he's doing it while he's going to the basket. It's not a beautiful brand of basketball to watch, but it's certainly effective. And, again, until you can figure out a way to have him pick up some fouls or put him in a pick and roll set where he's a defensive liability, which he's a strong defender. That's what he went to Kentucky and he came out of college as a strong defender, way more than what he was as an offensive player. And it's amazing how his offense is caught up and surpassed his defensive tenacity. But just a phenomenal player, man. And until the NBA solves this riddle, he's going to be on top of the game for a while.
Let's talk Wemby. Rough night, game 5. He was not his normal self on the court. Then checks out late, appeared to tell a Plumlee to go knock a McCain, and then skipped out on media responsibilities in a way that has this 22-year-old phenom facing criticism in a way that he's never before. Big picture, I don't think it's a big deal, but that wasn't a great Tuesday night for Wemby on or off the court, was it?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. If this was the 14th game of the regular season and he skipped out on locker room or post-game media obligations, so be it. Only the San Antonio Spurs beat writers would have been in there. It wouldn't have been a national story. But you can't do this in the conference finals where 200 media members are there and you are the story of the series one way or another. We could talk about SGA, but even on a night when SGA won or was awarded the MVP for the second straight year, it was Victor Wembanyama's game that became the story that night. And it was how he reacted to seeing SGA win MVP that became the bigger story that night. So win, lose, or draw, you are the story. And you can't skip out on that media obligation. I get it. You're frustrated. But by then, that's what the cooling off period is for. You're not supposed to be in the same mindset as when you first walked off the court. So if you're going to pull a BS move and get somebody else to do the dirty work, to go take a hard foul, I get it. You're getting hacked every single possession. You're frustrated. You can't legislate the justice like other guys can, role players can, but you at least have to be able to stand on what you're doing, man. Stand on business in that point. That's part of it, and he'll learn from that.
So what do we expect tonight? The Spurs are 3.5-point favorites at home. If they win, we get a Game 7 at the Paycom Center. Will we watch a Game 7 at the Paycom Center?
I don't think so, man. I think the Thunder figured out that they can take the Spurs' best shot. They've done it a couple different times. Remember, what was it, Game 4 or one of those games, San Antonio went up 15-0 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then they got walked down, right? And then the other game right after that, they went up by 15 again, and they were able to hold on. But I think I think Oklahoma City understands that they can weather the storm initially, and then they force San Antonio to be young. It doesn't happen often. San Antonio is a remarkable team, but they're so young. Once in a while, 2 or 3 turnovers that they make are so just they can't get over them. And I think SGA and those guys close it out tonight. Although they played around with their food last year and allowed a Game 7 against a far inferior Indiana team. But I think they take care of business in San Antonio tonight, and I don't think it gets to a Game 7. I hope I'm wrong as a viewer, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I hope you're wrong, too, as a viewer, but I think you might be right, because it just feels like, and, what things feel like hours before a basketball game can change dramatically once the game starts. We could watch Wemby have an all-time great bounce-back performance that we're talking about forever. Everything's on the table. But it feels like to me, if we're watching the Wemby documentary someday, this is going to be a series where he had an amazing breakout game.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. We started, the whole hype got ratcheted up, and then he lost himself a little bit in Game 5. Wasn't able to come back and get it done in Game 6. And this will be the series that when they do break through and win the whole thing, because that's coming, they will point back to this series as an incredible learning experience that helped him get on that path. This will be Jordan losing to the Pistons. It'll be all of those things, and that's what it feels like it is for me right now.
Oh, no question about it. I mean, I think this is exactly the key. Jordan losing to the Pistons. We've seen, Isaiah and them losing to the Celtics, before they had a chance to break through. I think this is Miami, the big 3 Miami Heat losing to the Dallas Mavericks before they came back the next year and beat Oklahoma City and then San Antonio. And, it's San Antonio losing to Miami on the Ray Allen shot, losing that series, coming back the next year and boot stomping the Heat in the finals the next year. So, yeah, it's a rite of passage, man. And I think this is the case. No shame in that game for Victor Wembanyama and these Spurs. They're going to be good for a long time.
Yeah, and this is a different game and stage and everything that they're on right now, and there's just nothing you can do in advance of this to replicate it. I remember an ice skater, a figure skater at the Winter Olympics who was the favorite to win the whole thing, and then he just kept falling down. And one of the points he made is, I wish I would have made the team 4 years ago, because then I could have got this out of the way when I was young, and I would have been ready for this one. And I think in sports, sometimes you got to get – it's not always true, but sometimes you got to get you got to learn from losing, learn what it's like to go through this stuff, learn, okay, in a Game 5, I've got to do this differently, this differently, this differently. You just got to take these lessons as they come, and it feels like they're taking them right now.
And you know what? The good thing about it and what's happening now is that the way the league is transformed, a lot of these lessons are coming while your main players are on rookie scale contracts.
Yes.
San Antonio, Victor Wembanyama, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper are all on rookie scale contracts. Nobody's extension is kicked in yet, which is amazing, and that's where they are. So can this be informative to teams like the Grizzlies who are trying to redo it from the bottom up? You got to hit on these young guys. I'm not saying you get a generational talent every year like a Victor Wembanyama or somebody like that, but you got to hit on everything else to give yourself a chance to get that breakthrough moment while your guys are on a rookie scale contract, kind of like they did when everybody thought they were on the come 5 years ago with Dez, Jaren, and Ja on their rookie scale contracts, getting up to second in the West. And then they never surrounded them with the kind of pieces that they needed to take the next step. So it's possible. You just have to get lucky, but you also have to be ready and strike when the iron is hot.
Michael Wallace, you're the best, buddy. I appreciate your time this morning. Thank you for being here, and I'll talk to you again real soon.
All right, man. I'm just driving through Shreveport, Louisiana now, on my way to you, buddy.
You tell him I said what's up. I'll see you later.
Will do, man.
Bye-bye.
All right.
That's Michael Wallace, Grind City Media. You can follow him on X at My Mic Check. That's at My Mic Check. When we come back, we're going to stay in the NBA for just a minute longer because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's lawyers have issued a cease and desist letter to Underdog about the hilarious board game that it made in his honor for constantly falling down. Big PR mistake by SGA's lawyers. You don't want to turn this story that was a last week's story into a this week's story, but they've done it. Talk about it next. Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South.
When the arena lights dim for a concert or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person who will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's a person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to give you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let other fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. And wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. That's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays, in the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's orthosouth at orthosouth.org.
I saw a still photo this morning. Look at this still photo of Wembanyama catching this ball.
Come on, bro. Come on, dog. So sad, bro.
It's so unfair.
It's a 2K creative player, bro.
I texted you all that last night. I was like, "This crap is so unfair."
Bro, he's the dude, Vernon. I told you, he's the dude when you put him on the game, you can't use him, bro.
Look where his hands are.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either, and that's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays, in the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in. And Ortho South to take care of everything, especially you. Learn more, orthosouth.org. That's the website, orthosouth.org. Now, I got 5 more things you need to know.
Number 1.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's attorneys have sent a cease and desist letter to Underdog. They want to destroy the game that was designed hilariously to make fun of SGA, drawing fouls all the time and laying on the court. CJ, why did they do this? You're just bringing more attention to a thing you'd rather let go away.
Yeah, I don't. A thing that you'd rather let go away, and also a thing that I'm not sure anybody's paying attention to after they did the hilarious thing with Dylan Brooks, right? Like, I didn't know you could actually buy it. I thought it was just a spoof thing. Now I want to go out there and buy it because it's going to be a collectible item now. Who cares? Like, go focus on winning the finals and the finals MVP and things like that, man. Let this goofiness be. Leave it alone.
I could not agree more. Like, what are you doing? I will never understand when smart people, like, take the time to think about something and then make obviously dumb decisions like this. Hey, I get it. You don't think it's funny that everybody's goofing on you. You're a world champion. You're a 2-time MVP. How did you become the butt of jokes in basketball? I get that. But it was funny. Most people laughed. Dylan Brooks was hilarious in it. And then it was over. Just let it go. There is no scenario where I'm talking about a board game was designed to make fun of the NBA MVP. There is no scenario where I'm talking about that today. Unless his lawyers make a big deal out of it. Sometimes you just need to let things go and recognize that if you let it go, it might not come back up again. But his lawyers are the people that brought this back up again. And what do you think it led to? Just another round of people laughing at the MVP.
Or you can let it go, absolutely. If that's what you are, let it go and just leave it alone. Don't sue. Do not do that. I'm a spiteful person. I like to get my lick back. I like to get my get back. Come up with a board game to make fun of Dylan Brooks. The Rock'em Sock'ems exist. Have the Dylan Brooks Rock'em Sock'em with Dylan Brooks' face on it as as one character is punching another Dylan Brooks character, right? Like, hey, Underdog, y'all are having fun. I want to have some fun. Let's do that. Let's find a way to involve some of these crossfires, something like that. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there. Do a sorry board game with all of the cards being how sorry Dylan Brooks is, right? Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. That's how I go about getting my get back. I'm a supporter of get backs. I like hits on players, and I like getting my get back. So that's what I would do in this situation.
I have gone through phases of my life where I like getting people back. You know, I don't mind getting people back a little bit. But this is one I think if I were SGA, what I would say to SGA is you are the two-time MVP, an NBA champion, and maybe about to be a two-time NBA champion. You can just keep your eyes up here. Don't look down. Let everybody laugh down here. They laughing without their MVP trophies. They're laughing without their NBA championships. You don't need to be paying attention to Dylan Brooks or anything associated with Dylan Brooks. Keep your eyes up here. You need to be focused on Luka Doncic and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Those are your peers. Don't pay attention to anything below you. Just don't look down. Don't care about anything happening below you. Because once you start showing that stuff bothers you, well, now everything can bother you. And I want to be clear. I could be sensitive myself. I understand how that might bother me. I'd be sitting there going, I'm the two-time MVP, scoring champ, world champ, and Dylan Brooks is making fun of me? What? I get that. I totally understand that. I still think the proper move, keep your eyes up here. Let it all play out down here. It's a one-day social media story if you let it just be a one-day social media story. But once you get your attorneys involved, now it's at the very least a two-day story because here we are again talking about it all over again. I think they miscalculated this.
Been thinking about more board games. Hungry Hippos. Dylan Brooks' face on all the hippos. Instead of balls, we got L's. Just have Dylan Brooks, Hungry Hippos eating all the L's, man. That's another one. I'm spiteful,
CJ, I like how your mind's working. You're creative. I might have to get you in the board game industry.
Number 2.
I'm here at the Big 12 spring meetings, you might have heard, and it's been great. Like, I can't overstate just the value I get from being at a place like this. You just end up in these conversations that you could not get anywhere else. I mean, every Big 12 athletic director is here. Every Big 12 men's basketball coach is here. Every Big 12 women's basketball coach is here. Every Big 12 football coach is here. So, like, last night, my wife's here with me. She doesn't know any of these people. Like, yesterday, the true story happened. This was kind of like, oh, all right, Kelly. Like, I'll defend you on most of this stuff, but should you have known this one? She was in the lobby, and I might have been at the golf course or something. And she was at the lobby, and she was FaceTiming with one of her friends. And her friend goes, so what are you doing? And she's like, well, I think Gary's at the golf course, whatever. And I don't know, just in the lobby, and I was getting something, got into a conversation with this man, about to head back up to the room, and my wife's friend said, well, because she knew where we were at, she's like, well, was it somebody famous? And Kelly was like, I don't know. And she was on FaceTime with her friend, and the guy was still standing right over here. Like, Kelly really just took the phone to be like, hey, I got a phone call I got to take. Good to meet you. Nice to, good to talk to you, whatever. And so my wife's friend says, well, was it somebody famous? And Kelly's like, I don't know. And she, like, kind of turned the phone toward them, like, like this, to show, like, well, you tell me. And my wife's friend says, Kelly, that's Bill Self. But so it's stuff like that. Like, you look up Tuesday night as we're watching Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals. It's like, it's an open bar, and it's like there's Kelvin Sampson and Bill Self and T.J. Otzelberger and Tommy Lloyd, man. And like, you just end up in these incredible conversations, and the things you hear about NIL and transfers and buddy, and what's also hilarious is, like, in this moment, this was happening on Tuesday night. Iowa State's best player, or one of their best players, has been Milan Momcilovic, who entered the draft, has now withdrawn, but also got in the transfer portal. He's not going back to Iowa State simply because they don't have the money to pay what Kentucky's offering, like $6 million. Iowa State can't, and I don't think would. And so it's just like, hey, man, everybody got to do what's best for them. If that school's offering you $6 million, you probably need to go take the $6 million. And so what's interesting is, like, we're in this moment, and Tommy Lloyd is recruiting Milan Momcilovic from Iowa State, and we're all like together. And everybody knows what's going on, and everybody's laughing about it. It's kind of cool. It's just like, you got more money than I got, and good luck. But it's just sort of, you get in, it's like fly on the wall stuff is really neat here. Anyway, just because the people who know me here know where I live. And so Memphis is a natural topic of conversation. Like, I could be literally talking to TJ Otzelberger, and he's like, how's Penny doing? That's just these things people want to talk about. And so it comes up, you might remember, within the past year or so, Memphis put together a financial package to try to join the Big 12 that was worth like hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue sponsorships for the Big 12. And they got all the big boys involved, and it was at least considered. I don't know how seriously considered it was, but it was at least considered. And one of the things I've learned from being down here is that if you think everybody in the Big 12 was anti-Memphis, that's just wrong. I can tell you, I talked to athletic directors here who told me if it was up to me, we would have Memphis in our league right now. And the indication I was left with was that the commissioner, Brett Yormark, would be interested in having Memphis because he really values basketball. And, Memphis is still a basketball brand, even if it has undeniably slipped. Like, Baylor is playing Memphis this year. Iowa State is playing Memphis this year. I don't think TJ would mind me saying this. I was like, so why did you schedule Memphis at the Pentagon in South Dakota? He said, because Memphis is still a brand that my fans recognize. Like, I can tell my fans we're playing Memphis, and they'll think about Derrick Rose before they think about last season. And so it's a game that I want to play. It will be good, but it's a game that sounds good too. We're playing the Memphis Tigers. They were in the Final Four in 2008. That's where Jalen Duren went to school. He said, so if you're trying to get a game outside of the traditional power structure, like, Memphis is still a brand that matters. And I was left with that sentiment when I was here. Like, I was even told by one person, if the vote came up 2 years from now, like, one person said, I just think the timing was wrong. The timing, we didn't really get into the details of why, but he's like, the timing wasn't right for a lot of different reasons. But he was like, I think if this came up in 2 years, it'd have a better chance of going through. So I was encouraged a little bit to hear these are people in a Power Four conference who told me if it were up to me, I would have liked having Memphis in our league because I recognize what that football program can be and what that basketball program can be and how much that university means in the city. And that's the thing. Like, I'm not down here lobbying for Memphis. That's not my job. But I do speak honestly and candidly. And when I'm talking to Big 12 administrators and Big 12 athletic directors, I say the thing I think, with all due respect, I know you're all smarter than me, but the thing I sometimes wonder if you properly understand is how much Memphis means in Memphis. It means Memphis, the University of Memphis means more in Memphis than the University of Houston means in Houston. Then Marquette means in Milwaukee. Then there are very few places that we would consider major league cities. Like, you have a NFL team or MLB team or NBA team, let's just keep it there, where the college basketball team has mattered in a real way where it's like a part of the DNA. And Memphis is one of these places. I know it slipped in recent years, but a lot of that is because conference affiliation. And the point I try to make to these people whenever it comes up is that if you gave Memphis a Big 12 affiliation, that's all. Just give them the Big 12 affiliation and the Big 12 media rights payouts. Do you know what Memphis would look like? Just like that. A Big 12 program. You are judging Memphis on what it looks like as an American conference program. But if you just tell Memphis you're in the Big 12 now, tell Memphis fans you're in the Big 12 now, you got a Big 12 basketball schedule. FedEx Forum looks like it was when John Calipari was coaching. And if you get a Big 12 football schedule, that brand new Simmons Bank Stadium going to be filled up a lot. You could make Memphis a Big 12 program if you just did it. Obviously, they chose not to within the past year. But, and again, we've talked about this a bunch. Most people seem to think the next break is going to be in the ACC. It's going to be North Carolina, Virginia going to the Big Ten, Clemson, whatever, going to the SEC. And when the ACC gets hit like that, they're going to need reinforcements. Memphis makes a lot of sense. That is still I don't know if it's the most likely scenario, but of the Memphis improving its place in the world, that seems more realistic than anything else right now. But I was just encouraged to hear not everybody down here not everybody in the Big 12 is as anti-Memphis as it might have felt like when we heard we had been rejected by them once again.
Number 3.
The deadline for underclassmen to withdraw from the 2026 NBA draft has come and gone. It was 11:59 p.m. Eastern last night. Among the biggest notable decisions, Tunde Yesufu, the former McDonald's All-American at Baylor, withdrew from the draft and had already entered the transfer portal, immediately committed to St. John's. He's a multimillionaire now. Koa Peat at Arizona decided to remain in the draft despite the unlikelihood that he's going to be picked where he thought he was going to be picked when he entered his first year at Arizona. Let's stop here for a second. CJ, I want to get your thoughts on this. Koa Peat, I'll walk everybody through it, then let's talk through it. So he's a McDonald's All-American, was the USA Men's Basketball Player of the Year in 2023. In 2024, it was Steph Curry. So this guy's decorated. Went to Arizona, second leading scorer on a team that went to the Final Four and won the Big 12 by multiple games. This is one of those deals where when he was a junior in high school, he was a projected lottery pick. When he was a senior in high school, he was a projected lottery pick. For years now, I'm certain he's always believed he's a one-and-done player. You're just sort of like, I'm going to go to school for 1 year, and then I'm off to the NBA. That's a real mindset players carry around with them, particularly really talented ones. And so I get getting locked into that mindset, but the world has changed. And the place he found himself in yesterday was this. Because keep in mind, I'm here at the Big 12. I was with Tommy Lloyd Tuesday night and Wednesday. As all this stuff is going down, I'm talking to him. And as Tommy explains, it's a really fine line because, Tommy was a longtime assistant in Gonzaga. He's been involved in these decisions forever. And for decades, it was kind of considered ridiculous for a college coach, selfish, to try to talk a projected first-round pick out of entering the draft because, in theory, once upon a time, I can't offer you anything more than a scholarship. Now, we know what happened, but in theory, I can't offer you anything more than a scholarship. And so how could I reasonably, sitting in my $1 million home, tell you at 19 years old, you need to come back to school for a scholarship instead of going and being the 24th pick in the draft to be a multimillionaire just the second Adam Silver says your name. Like John Calipari famously said, he tore up DeJuan Wagner's scholarship papers. Told him, if you want to help my family, come back to school. But if you want to help your family, leave. And you should leave. Now, I don't know if he actually put it like that, but that's the story John likes to tell. Either way, now that's not reality anymore. Now, your reality as somebody like Koa Peat is you can stay in the draft as a 6'7" forward who can't shoot. In other words, a undersized forward who can't make you guard him at the perimeter. You can enter the draft, and because of your intangibles and body type, and everybody loves you, and Rich Paul's representing you, you'll get picked somewhere in the 20s or 30s. And then you'll be living in a city, I can't tell you which one, playing for a team, I can't tell you which one. But what I can reasonably tell you is that given your age and your skill set and where you'll be picked, it's possible you're going to be picked by a good team, which is going to make it harder to get on the court. And even if you're picked by a bad team, I don't know how much you're going to play. Next season in the NBA, barring a surprise, you spend more time on the bench than not. You spend some time in the G League, probably. Or you could come back to Arizona. We got $5 million waiting on you. By the way, that's more money than you will make next year, wherever you get picked, because you're not getting picked in the places where it's slotted for $5 million or more. So I can tell you right now, you can make more money playing at Arizona than you can playing in the NBA next year. I'm not trying to be selfish and talk you into coming back to school. I'm trying to explain to you, you've got a real opportunity here to be the best player on one of the best teams in college basketball, big man on campus, and make more money than you could actually make in the NBA. What are we doing? And ultimately, Koa Peat still decided he's going to remain in the NBA draft. I want to be clear. He'll be fine. Next year, CJ, no matter what he's doing, he's going to be better off financially probably than both of us. So he'll be fine. But I just don't understand it. Like the NBA, after he was terrible at the combine, told him, you need to go back to school. As Tommy Lloyd said, all of these decisions, these are their races to run. I can't run anybody's race. You've got to run your own race. And this is Koa Peat running his own race. But for the life of me, it's hard for me to understand why you would sprint to a league that has told you they don't want you right now, when you could just slow down, stop, turn around, and go have what will probably be the most enjoyable basketball year of your life. Once Koa Peat made that decision yesterday, he has basically ensured this. He will never be the best player on a basketball team that matters in the United States of America again. He can be a good NBA player, but he does not project as the best player on any team that will ever matter in the NBA. And so you give that up. You could have at Arizona spent another year being the best player on one of the best teams, private planes, awesome hotels, lots of money, and just it's more fun to play than it's not to play. Instead, he chose this other life. Again, he'll be fine, but I like what Braylon Mullins did. Turned down the same type of stuff to go back to UConn for lots of money. Thomas Houck at Florida. Turned down the same type of stuff to go back to Florida. Tunde Yesufu has done the same. Hey, I could get drafted, but I can make more money in college and probably be better off in next year's draft. Milan Momcilovic, same thing. All of those decisions make a lot of sense to me. Koa Peat's, if he were my son, I would have advised him differently. What do you make of it?
I think that it is like we think about taking a step back sometimes as failure, as losing, and that's not the case.
You got it right.
Delaying it is fine, right? It's you're going out like General Custer, right? Like Custer should have retreated. Should have. He didn't retreat, if I remember my history correctly, which I probably don't. But it's Custer's last stand, which means he probably had a chance to run away at some point in time and regroup and wait and try again. And we know how it ended for him. It didn't end real well for him. And I feel like Koa Peat has some of that where, like you said, you brought it up. He was projected as a lottery junior, senior. He was one of those premier freshmen in this class for most of the season, almost the entirety of the season. And then the combine happened, and he's fallen down draft boards. But if the expectation was in February for me to be a lottery pick, why would I not be a lottery pick right now? Now you're telling me I'm not. Well, I'm just not going to believe you. I'm just going to still go to the NBA because, damn it, I had my mind set on going to the NBA at the end of this season. Sometimes, man, just take a step back, sit for a minute. There's a great episode on Avatar: The Last Airbender where King Boomy explains these principles. I'm not going to get into it, but watch that episode. It teaches you the importance of sometimes, man, just sitting and waiting is better for you. You could go back to Arizona, work on your game, try and develop that outside shot that you need as a 6'7" forward. You can also, like you brought up, Gary, be the big man on campus. You're still getting paid, getting money. There's nothing like the collegiate experience, especially if you are a world-class athlete, right? So just go back, do that, and then come out next year with a more refined game. I don't understand it either. If he was my kid, I'd tell him to go back.
A more refined game in a much weaker draft. You get picked 7-8 spots higher next year just because A.J. DeBonson, Darren Peterson, and Cameron Boozer aren't in the draft next year. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he could have come back to school, made $5 million, had a blast being the best player on one of the best teams in the country. And to give that up, I really do chalk it up to he just had his mind made up. He had just decided probably years ago, I don't plan to spend more than 1 year in college. And so I'm going to stay on that path. But the path is not the same path he thought he had in 2023, 2024, or 2025. He has not grown the way you would need him to grow or develop the way you need him to develop to actually be a lottery pick after 1 year of college. That's why, at least among the reasons, I would have turned around and gone back. But he didn't. And so now let's just wish him luck.
Good luck, man.
Number 4.
So the Big 12 meetings are happening here. The SEC meetings are going on down in Florida. And yesterday, Commissioner Greg Sankey had interesting comments. Among them, this quote: "If you look at the entirety of our league, we are by far the most competitive, the strongest football league by far." CJ, can the SEC still claim to be the best?
Gary.
Can the SEC still claim to be the best football league, quote, by far, when the Big Ten has actually won the past 3 national championships in football, and the Big Ten is 4-0 against the SEC over the past 3 seasons in head-to-head college football playoff matchups?
Not only can they not now, they couldn't ever in my house. Get that out of here. Get out of here. Like, you think I give a damn because you won a national championship game? Okay, who's playing? Alabama and Ohio State. Great. Where are they playing this game at? Oh, it's in New Orleans. Oh, it's in Florida. Oh, like, get the hell out of here. Who are they scheduling in these out-of-conference games? Oh, Troy? You want me to get excited because you're beating the hell out of Troy? You want me to get because you're beating the hell out of Marshall or Southern Miss? You want me to get up for that? And get out of here. Yo, play these. There are SEC teams, Gary, who not since pre-World War II have traveled north of the Mason-Dixon line or west of the Mississippi River for football games during the regular season. Right? There are SEC programs, plural, where that is the case. It was just, 5 or 6 years ago, Mississippi State went to Arizona State and was like, oh my gosh, Mississippi State hasn't crossed the Mississippi River to play an out-of-conference game since when? Auburn goes up to Penn State, and it's Auburn's first time going up. Like, I understand, SEC fans. I understand. Y'all are really, really upset about that war we had once upon a time. But don't be afraid to go up north to play football. Auburn played Penn State, and it was their first time north of the Mason-Dixon line, I think, ever. Right? Like, no, get out of here, man. Play people. Play them in the regular season. Don't wait till it's bowl season to play people. I do not like and did not like when they were doing it, the whole conference laying claim to something that 2 programs and every now and then it's a rotation of LSU or Florida doing, right? Like, I didn't understand that. I do not like the framing of the question either, Gary. I'm not trying to be upset at you. I'm just an upset individual. I don't like saying that the Big Ten won 3 straight national championships, right? Because I don't like the Big Ten. I'm a Michigan fan. To hell with Indiana. I don't want to share Indiana's glory. I don't want to share Ohio State's. I don't want to share whoever else. Oh, Michigan. That's whoever else, right? Like, that's us. That's ours. Nobody else can lay claim to that. This isn't, we're not Alabama. We don't let South Carolina take credit for us being good. We don't say if we're Georgia, like, hey, you know what? We play in a tough conference. Yeah, Kentucky seems down right now, but you know Kentucky football is really, really good. Like, no, it's Kentucky football. What are you talking about? I know they suck. I've been around. I've watched these dudes play football my entire life, and they have been terrible my entire life. But shout out to Alabama and Georgia for having the love and the care and the compassion of their fellow conference brethren to share in the glory with them, because that's happening nowhere else. SEC got to stop with this marketing campaign, and we as a college football viewing public got to stop allowing the Alabamas, the Georgias, now the Texases of the world, Oklahomas, to allow some of these lesser programs to share in the glory. Like, oh, you know it's a tough matchup because Mississippi State is taking on Florida. It's like, get the hell out of here. What are you talking about? Arkansas, LSU, you know that's going to be a tough one for LSU, boy. Those Razorbacks are terrible. They are terrible. They won 5 games last year. Get the hell out of here.
You can tell Greg Sankey is starting to feel pressed a little bit, because when people get to that point, they start to say things that are just illogical to everybody else listening. Like, yes, we're still the best football league by far. What? No, you're not. You were the best football league, if we're going to be honest with each other. You were the best football league when most of your programs were cheating like crazy, and most other programs were not. I'm not saying that the entire Big Ten was clean. I know it wasn't. I'm not saying the entire Big 12 was clean. I know it wasn't. I'm just saying the SEC, according to everybody, was way dirtier than everything forever. And now the rules have been stripped away, and it's just a money game. Not an under-the-table money game that maybe not everybody is comfortable playing, but an over-the-table money game that the Big Ten's the best at. They have the most alums. They have the biggest fan bases. They have the most prestigious brands, and they had the most money. And so when you hear about all these discussions, where is college athletics going? Do we need a cap? Do you know who doesn't want a cap? The Big Ten. Because we got more money than anybody. We're comfortable outspending you. And that's what we've been doing. And the results are 3 straight national championships in football and a championship in men's basketball. Greg Sankey trying to act like those things haven't happened. And he went on to explain, well, you got to understand, it's like, it's just one throw here and one kick here and one fumble there. Yeah, but that's how football games are decided. Yeah. I mean, we play that all day long. That is what decides football games. And so it sounds a little like James Harden saying, well, I still think we're better than the Knicks. I'm not going to argue with whether James Harden really believes that or not. James Harden can believe whatever he wants, but you can't say that out loud because it will not be received well. We are better than the Knicks after they just swept us out of the playoffs. All 4 wins by double digits is just going to get you laughed at and mocked. And Greg Sankey saying we're still the best football conference by far. You don't have a trophy case that shows that at all. You need to start getting trophies back in your trophy case before you can say stuff like that.
But what else should he say in that moment, right? Like
I would just say we really are really proud of where our conference is right now, and the television ratings suggest that we are still the college football brand that most people in this country want to watch. But obviously, we've watched another conference win 3 straight championships in this sport, and that suggests we've got some work to do. Just be honest, because that's the truth. That's the truth. When you start saying ridiculous counterpoints like we're still the best by far, even though this other conference beats us every time we play them in the college football playoff and has won 3 straight national championships, it just sounds ridiculous. Keep that to yourself, even if you think it's true.
Number 5.
Giants quarterback Jaxson Dart, former Ole Miss QB, has apologized to teammates for introducing President Donald Trump at a rally in New York last week per NFL Network. This comes after the initial criticism was followed up with people investigating his Instagram likes, and oh, buddy, he likes some stuff. He likes, and it appeared to be anti-gay stuff. He likes that. Anti-immigration stuff. Seems to like that. It really, we've been having a lot of conversations about the University of Mississippi, and because of what Lane Kiffin told Vanity Fair. And folks in Mississippi have been, myself included, trying to say, hey, listen, it ain't perfect down there. Ain't nobody trying to tell you otherwise. I will fly home today, and then I will drive home from the airport. And on the way home, I will pass at least 2 Confederate flags, at least, in somebody's yard. All right? I ain't saying it's perfect, but it's better than it used to be. It's not as crazy as it used to be. Like, there are things that wouldn't have flown when I was a kid in Mississippi that are completely normalized now in Mississippi. It ain't perfect, but we ain't as bad as Lane Kiffin made us sound. That's what we're trying to say. And then our quarterback is up there doing that. It doesn't help. It doesn't help.
It's not bad, but it's still Mississippi, man. It's still like everywhere in this nation has a ways to go to be good. It's not what it was. An interracial couple in Mississippi can hold hands and walk through a mall right now, right?
I didn't even want to say that, but that is what I mean. I mean, when I was in high school, if there was a mixed race couple, that would have been a thing. That would have been a thing that caused problems for them. And I don't think that's a thing now. I don't think anybody cares. I don't get the sense.
That's growth. That's progress.
That's progress.
But like, can we do some? We just got the actual literal Confederate flag off of the state flag. Like, we just had that happen. So it's still got some ways to go. Don't want to take anything away from the great state of Mississippi, but do want to kindly encourage them to continue the progress forward.
As do I. Hey, I don't know if you pay attention, but I don't see the world like most of the people I live around. All right. So I try to talk to them sometimes, too. They don't seem that interested in what I'm trying to say. But in all seriousness, yes, Mississippi has some growth. That goes without saying. And I know this is a weird story because it's like there are people listening right now who support the President of the United States. And there are people in my family who support the President of the United States and people who, I sit next to at baseball games who support the President of the United States. But I read an interesting column over the past week that sort of suggested why, among the reasons this has become such a, are you on this side or that side, is because this has gotten so crazy that this feels like a stress test for, like, what are you okay with as a human? Like, as a father, mother, son, daughter, human, American, like, what are you really okay with? Because there's a lot of stuff going on in this country right now that we did not used to be okay with. And it's just flying by. We don't even notice it anymore. And it has gotten to a point with a lot of people. It's like, if you are okay with some of the things that are happening in this country, then that says something about you. And I don't like what it says about you. History can judge all of this at a later time. That's probably the proper time to let it happen. But we have gotten to a really weird place. And the second I saw Jaxson Dart on that stage, I was like, how was nobody smart enough around him to tell him, you cannot do this? You better be, if you want to be the quarterback at Ole Miss and introduce President Trump at a rally in Oxford or Jackson, Mississippi, you're probably okay there. But you're the quarterback of the New York Giants, and this man is despised in New York City. And the second he stood up on that stage and said all those things, I could see what happened this morning happening. You know what happened this morning? He had to apologize to his teammates in the locker room and talk through it. And so let's call it a lesson learned. Let's call it a lesson learned. But now when he starts to struggle as a quarterback, this will be a part of the negativity that he hears. This stuff is going to be connected to him for a while, whether he likes it or not. And again, being a quarterback at a different place, you can maybe get away with it, but not in New York City. And if you don't believe me, watch Game 3 of the NBA Finals. If the President of the United States actually does show up to Madison Square Garden, the boos will they'll be loud and long. Be back with Carryout.
Tom Brady is making a turn at modeling. I would kill to have been with Giselle when she first saw this clip.
Why is he so stiff?
Because he's in leather. Have you ever walked in leather pants?
No, I can't say that I have.
Yeah, it's tough.
Is it?
It looks easy until you see Tom Brady.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Junior Grizzlies summer camps presented by Ortho South are the key to a slam dunk summer with over a dozen 4-day camps perfect for hoopers ages 6 to 14 looking to build fundamental skills and make unforgettable memories. With camps across the Mid-South in Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas, you won't have to go far for the ultimate hoops experience this summer. Registration comes with a Junior Grizzlies jersey, lunchbox, and a basketball to take home. Don't wait, space is limited. Visit Grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies today to secure a spot for a fun-filled summer. That's Grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies.
Get ready, Grizzlies fans. It is time for the Surfside Can Shuffle. Can you keep up with the cans and find Mac the Crab?
Grizzlies, Benefits. Take your fandom to the next level by becoming an MVP.
How long have you been an MVP? Since day one.
Enjoy the great benefits of being a season ticket member. Pre-game MVP moments, including Autograph Alley, exclusive Grizz Gear deals, access to member or MVP-only player events, and much more.
He's been an MVP for 22 years.
Become a Grizzlies MVP today.
The Grizzlies are proud to team up with Prime Global Group, a company on a mission to redefine real estate investment. By leveraging deep experience, strategic insight, and robust resources, Prime Global Group is shaping a smarter, socially responsible future. Whether you're an investor or simply curious, now's the time to explore innovative strategies that align with your values. Join the movement and discover how you can be a part of this exciting evolution. Visit primeglobalgroup.net to learn more and connect with the team today. That's primeglobalgroup.net.
The Grizzlies are on their way to a new era, and now's the perfect time to buy in and secure your seat to witness history. With the 2026-27 half-season tickets, you can see the future take shape in real time. With a talented draft class joining our young core and starting this season, half-season ticket holders can own the moments with all new MVP benefits, including inside access to exclusive events, perks that match your passion, and rewards that take your fan experience to the next level. For more information, visit grizzlies.com/tickets or just call 901-888-HOOP to grab your seats today. That's 901-888-HOOP or grizzlies.com/tickets. Let's do Carryout.
It's time for GP's Carryout. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it. What did we miss today?
Okay. News out of college athletics. There's a conference name change we got this morning. CJ, did you see this by chance?
No.
Okay. The MAAC. The MAAC, MAAC, not to be confused with MAC, the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, the MAAC.
Okay.
They've announced the name change. It came this morning. These dudes have changed their name from the MAAC to it will now be known. This broke my heart. The Metro Conference. The Metro Conference. I was raised on the Metro Conference, CJ. Memphis State University in the Metro. With Louisville, with Southern Miss, with Virginia Tech. I was raised on Purvis Ellison. I was raised on Clarence Weatherspoon. I was raised on Keith Lee and Bimbo Coles. And now the 25th ranked basketball conference in America just up and decided this morning they can call themselves the Metro Conference. How do you, what? So when I now say I was raised on the Metro Conference, people go, oh, were you a Mary Mac fan? What? Mary Mac fan? Like, imagine if I just decided today to start calling myself Prince. I'd just be like, Prince is no longer around. Rest in peace. Prince was awesome. I guess from now on, just call me Prince. I'll just be Prince from now on.
Okay.
No, you don't get to be Prince. You're not Prince. You're not the Metro Conference. This is disrespectful to Denny Crum, Dana Kirk, MK Turk. I can't stand it. You're the MAC to me. I'll never accept this. I was raised on the Metro Conference. This is shameful.
What's today's biggest game?
Game 6, Western Conference Finals. It's in Oklahoma City. Oh, no, San Antonio, rather. Down at the Frost Bank Center. Elimination game. Thunder win it. They were in the NBA Finals to face the New York Knicks. If the Spurs win it, we get a Game 7 inside the Paycom Center downtown OKC. Tip tonight, 7:30 on NBC. Spurs are favored by 3.5.
TV?
Oh, no, shoot. CJ, you got to pick it. You ain't getting off like that. You ain't getting off like that. Spurs are favored by 3.5. How are you going to act? You got to pick this.
It's time for
wait, why is the daggum thing not working right?
You know what? Maybe Bennett's right. Bennett tells me it's harder than it looks. Bennett always tells me it's harder than it looks.
I was doing well. I got it back. I got to pick it. We getting to Game 7, Gary. We're getting to Game 7.
Hey, there is nothing I wanted more today than you for just to perfect those buttons. Maybe it's hard. You know what? At some point, You were so good all day.
I had it.
But I sort of I pump faked you a little bit. It's like I was trying to draw you off sides a little bit. I think I drew you off sides a little bit.
I had my hand in cookie jar. I committed a foul.
Yeah,
that was on me. You're the SGA of this.
I'm SGA of this. I'm the SGA. I created the contact that led to the mishap. Maybe Bennett's right. Maybe I owe him an apology. Maybe it's harder than it looks. I just sit right over there and I'm like, it's just buttons, dude. Hit that one and hit that one and hit that one. But like, if everybody messes it up every time, then it's got to be harder than it looks. I owe Bennett an apology. I'm gonna text him.
Yeah, get him a nice
You're picking
gift.
the game. You're picking the game, and you got the Spurs winning tonight.
Yep.
And we're gonna get a Game 7 at the Paycom Center. I hope you're right. I don't know if you're right, but I hope you are.
Now,
What are we watching on TV?
Okay, we can't watch it yet. But I did just see on Netflix that we got the promos coming hot and heavy. Michael Jackson, The Verdict, drops next Wednesday. 3-part documentary. Have we reached the point we're just going to anything you can put together on Michael Jackson, put it together right now because it's all print money.
Yep. Dude, also, you can call me Michael Jackson from now on. I'm changing my name.
You get to be Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, tomorrow, this is the Prince show with guest producer Michael Jackson. If the MAAC can call themselves the Metro, I don't know why I can't call myself Prince and you can't be Michael Jackson. I might just switch up right in the middle and decide to be John Lennon.
That's versatility.
I'll be Michael Jackson in the opening segment. I'll be John Lennon when I'm talking to Jessica Benson.
Okay.
And then maybe I'll I don't know. I'd be Chuck Berry. I'll be Chuck Berry. Can I be Chuck Berry? Did I cross the line? Did I cross the line?
You can be because you're Prince and Michael. I understand. You didn't specify which Michael you were going to be, though. Are you White Mike or Black Mike?
If I could only be one?
Only one.
I'd like to be Black Mike.
Yay! Go ahead. So I guess you can be Chuck Berry if you want. Yeah, knock it out.
Okay. I would be. Okay. It's a 4-segment show.
Yes.
I'm gonna be Prince in the opening segment. John Lennon in the second segment. Chuck Berry in the third, and then I'll be Elvis. I'll just be call me Elvis during Carryout. If the MAAC can call itself the Metro, I feel like I can call myself anything that doesn't exist anymore. So I am in order. Prince, John Lennon, Chuck Berry, and Elvis Aaron Presley. That's tomorrow's show right here, Grind City Media.
What's the best thing we've read?
I don't know if it's the best. That's not for me to say. I shouldn't be saying that. But I wrote like 1,100 words on Koa Peat's decision, questioning it as a 49-year-old man. I'm always hesitant to do that. Like, what am I doing? Like, why am I out there being like, what is this 19-year-old doing? And so I actually overwrite to make that point. It's his decision. He'll be fine. You put in all those disclaimers. But then, like, what are you doing? Why did you run away from something good to run into something that might not be as good as you hope? You can find that column. It's up right now, cbssports.com.
What's on tap for tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Friday. That means Jessica Benson's going to join John Lennon in the second segment. We'll look back at Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals. Perhaps we'll be looking ahead to a Game 7. As always, we'll see. Enjoy the rest of your day. CJ, thank you for being here.
Thank you,
I'll
Gary.
try to enjoy the rest of my day, and we'll meet back tomorrow at 10. Till then, be careful, be kind, be good. Rep your hood.